Marvel Comics is home to some of the all-time greatest villains ever. From crazy scientists to otherworldly fascists, there is no limit to the variety of villains in this captivating universe. In this line, there's a villain who, despite having no superpowers of his own, poses a threat to our do-gooders. That man is none other than Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Kingpin. Created by John Romita Sr. and Stan Lee, Wilson Fisk first appeared as an antagonist to Spider-Man in the 50th issue of the Amazing Spiderman, published way back in 1967. Around 1981, Frank Miller made him the primary nemesis of Daredevil. Kingpin has been instrumental in the development of the stories of Daredevil and Spider-Man. Under the cover of being a successful businessman and philanthropist, he runs New York's criminal underworld. If you follow the news daily, you know this isn't entirely implausible. His character design is unique in that you can identify him based on his silhouette alone. That's not the only thing interesting about him, though. Let's take a look at his physiology, the powers he once had, and find out 7 fascinating facts about him.
Thought you were tougher than that. Maybe you should.
He is 98% muscle. A guy like Kingpin might not look strong, but he's as strong as they come. He is built like a samurai, and approximately 98% of his body mass is pure muscle. For reference, a healthy human male body has around 45% muscle. 98% is a biological miracle. I'm not pulling this fact out of thin air either. I'm here with receipts. In the 12th episode of Season 3 of the 1994 Spider-Man the Animated Series, titled The Sins of the Father, The Spot, Spider-Man faces off with Wilson Fisk. When he sees him, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man can't help but quip whether Fisk would like to take him on in a pie-eating contest. Fisk, in response, grabs him with both his arms and tells him that only 2% of his body is fat. As Spidey struggles in his grasp, Fisk offers to show him what 350 pounds of muscle can do. If the fight had continued, I have no doubt that Fisk would have crushed him like you and I would crush a bug. But thankfully, there was a black hole trying to suck up our entire planet, and Fisk and Spidey joined forces to get rid of the threat first. You know, just a day in the life of our darling web crawler. His body is a natural armor. Since Wilson Fisk doesn't have any superpowers, he needs to keep himself protected to be able to maintain his status as Kingpin in a world full of superpowered beings itching to take him down. But the man is built like a tank. He has great bone density and muscle fibers that are so dense that they act as natural armor. He probably wouldn't even feel a punch from us normies. You can see a practical demonstration of this natural shield in the 6th episode of Disney Plus's Hawkeye. Fisk pulls out the car door to stop Eleanor, Kate Bishop's mother, from leaving, and Kate rushes to her aid. Kate, as you might know, is the protege of Hawkeye and knows her way around a bow and arrow. She shoots an arrow right into Fisk's chest. If it were anyone else, the pain of the arrow would have been enough of a deterrent. But for Fisk, the arrow is simply a bother. He pulls it out and throws it away. Kate shoots another arrow, but Fisk pulls it out again, completely unhurt. Those arrows could not pierce his tough muscles and only gave him surface wounds. He can land a punch. All those muscles only mean one thing: Wilson Fisk can pack a punch. If you've watched Daredevil Born Again, you'll remember the 4th episode of the 2nd season, aptly titled Gloves Off, where Fisk faces professional heavyweight champion Mike Matterhorn Melendez in a public boxing match for the benefit of the Revitalization Project. As soon as the bell rings, Fisk is on him like white on rice. He lands an uppercut so strong that the mouth guard in Matterhorn's mouth flies out. Before the first round is over, Fisk punches him so many times that he's left bloody and disoriented. The second round is no better, as he corners Matterhorn and punches him relentlessly. He's about to land another powerful punch when Vanessa walks in and distracts him. Matterhorn uses the distraction well and clocks Fisk's face. That brings Fisk back to the fight, and his fist connects with Matterhorn's face and stomach. And that's it for Matterhorn, as he's knocked out and Fisk lifts the belt. I'm no doctor, but that last punch had to have broken a rib or two. As Fisk celebrates, Matterhorn is taken out of the ring on a stretcher. In the 6th episode of the same series, we see a fight between Fisk and Daredevil. Daredevil accurately dodges his punches in the beginning, but then Fisk is fast enough to land a punch. He then picks Daredevil up by his leg like he's a ragdoll and slams him into the wall so quickly, even I went, ow. As the fight progresses, Daredevil backs himself against a wall, and Kingpin lunges at him with his fist, but Daredevil dodges dodges at the last minute, letting Fisk punch the wall behind him. Fisk is so strong, the wall crumbles under his strength. It's not just the muscle and strength that make him a formidable fighter. He has trained himself in many different forms of unarmed combat, including sumo wrestling. The punches he lands are not instinctive or primal, but are the result of years of meticulous training. Kingpin's octopus limbs. Though Kingpin didn't have any superpowers, there's a comic book where he tried to get a super ability and failed terribly. In the third issue of the 2015 comic book miniseries Civil War, written by Charles Soule and illustrated by Lionel Francis Yu and Jerry Allen Guilin, Peter Parker tells the other heroes about Wilson Fisk. A few years before the events of the comic book, Wilson Fisk had attacked Doc Ock and ripped his limbs straight from his spine. Parker doesn't know why Fisk did that, but he guesses it's a mobility thing, as Fisk was quite big and he was not really a spring chicken. Fisk had stuck them into his body, but he had not considered the fact that the limbs might not like him. They liked Otto too much and hated Fisk. As soon as he grafted them onto his back, they sent 20,000 volts straight into his brain. Fisk died instantly, and what's worse, the limbs decided to keep his corpse. Since they couldn't move around on their own, they used Fisk's corpse as a host. Tony Stark captured this hybrid being, who Peter calls King Ock, and set it up in his lab where it designed tech for him. It's a truly gruesome thing to look at, as Fisk's rotting corpse is denied its final rest, and the limbs go about doing whatever they want to. The stuff of nightmares. He once had spider powers. In a storyline called Spider Island, an infection began to spread on the island of Manhattan, which gave everyone mysterious superpowers similar to those of Spider-Man. The outbreak of spider power infection didn't mean that there was a surge of new superheroes. In fact, because of the infection, more villains had arisen. A good example is the Society of Wasps, a group hell-bent on exterminating everyone with spider powers. In the 2011 comic book Spider Island, the Amazing Spider-Girl, created by writer Paul Tobin and artist Pepe Larraz, Anya Corazon is thrown into dealing with the hunter wasps. Surprisingly, she finds an unlikely ally in the Hobgoblin, who takes her to meet Fisk. Fisk offers her a job, which Anya thinks is a joke, but Wilson doesn't joke about business. He climbs the walls, showing he has spider powers, and tells her that both of them are in trouble from the hunter wasps. Eventually, Fisk lost his powers as the infection waned. He was once possessed by the demon Greed. In the 2023 Daredevil comic book series, writer Saladin Ahmed and artist Aaron Kuder introduced us to a new version of Daredevil. He was a priest who fought with the literal manifestations of sin. He met his biggest challenge when greed possessed his nemesis, Wilson Fisk. Daredevil suspected Fisk was not in his right mind as he hurt his son Butch and acted recklessly, which was unlike the cold and calculated steps Fisk took to ensure his crime empire wasn't harmed. The manifestation of greed possessing him grew powerful from Daredevil's greed to have it all, both the life of a man of the cloth and that of a vigilante. While the demon was possessing him, Fisk glowed with a fiery aura and had many limbs, some human, some beastly, and even wings. Daredevil's not a fool, though. He knew he was wielding the power of a priest while shirking the work that would make him worthy of it. He was greedy for wanting the peace of a home life and the excitement of a superhero. Despite that, he knew God's mercy is infinite. As he recited Psalm 86:11, he held up his cross to Fisk and the demon left him. He is shockingly durable. In Chafa, the first episode of the Disney Plus miniseries Echo, and okay, this is where you pause and go watch the show, as I'm gonna drop some heavy spoilers on you. Maya shoots Fisk right in the head. He's assumed dead for most of the episode, but by the very end, we see him breathing as a heart monitor beeps in the background. He has a pretty big bandage over his eye, showing that's where Maya shot him. It's no easy feat to survive a gunshot to the eye. The bullet could have entered his brain and ended his life then and there, but no, Fisk survived, showing that he has a durability that borders on supernatural. He handles trauma to his head and body better than normal humans do. I can't even say it's because of his muscles or something. He must have some insane gene that gives him a strong skull. You remember that scene from Into the Spider-Verse? During the climax, the multiversal collider exploded and Kingpin survived not just the explosion, but also a fight with Spidey. That should tell you how durable he is. Wilson Fisk is one of those characters who has such a specific build that you can't help but wonder about their physiology. But he is still a fictional character, so I couldn't get into the nitty-gritty biological details about why he is the way he is. What I did give you is all the interesting things about his body and the superpowers he almost had, and I hope that was interesting. But let me know, what's interesting to you about Kingpin? Let me know in the comments below, and if you liked the video, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell to never miss another video from us. I'll be back soon with more awesome stuff, but until then, goodbye.